following show is a paid program. This show is brought to you by CH Global Financial Services.
Hey family, I pray all is well with you today. Thank you for joining the Cam Hill Show on A-Star TV. A-Star TV is the state-of-the-art television program to inform, empower, entertain, and inspire the African-American audience. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Today on the show, in the spirit of Black History, Black Music Month, it will be Joe Carmouche. He is a national artist that has been playing the guitar professionally since 1979. So we have him on, Joe Carmouche. Hey, my buddy, how you doing?
Hey, Cam, I'm doing great, man. Good to see you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining me on today. This is Black Music Month. I wanted for people to be inspired and empowered by our local artists here in Houston. And just reading some things about you, you've been doing it since 1979 professionally. What about that? Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I got my start when I was in high school at Cashmere High School in Houston, Texas. I had been attending the Summer Jazz Workshop,
yes,
which was headed by the late, great Bubba Thomas, who recently passed.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was there, he watched me, and an opportunity came where his guitarist was leaving out the country, and he offered me the position to play in his band. And at the time, his band included the great Kirk Whalum on saxophone.
Yes.
So, and he was a young man in college at the time. I was about 16, and Kirk was about 20. And we played several concerts during August at the time, August Jazz Month.
Yes.
And we backed artists such as the great late Arnett Cobb, one of the Texas tenors, David Fathead Newman.
Mm-hmm.
So, and from that point on, I just was getting called, and one thing led to another, and here I am today, some 41 years later.
Absolutely. Let's go back a little bit. It looks like that you did HPD Officer for over 21 years. Let's talk about that. And the reason I guess right now we should talk about it is with the George Floyd case and a lot of other cases that are happening. You being an HPD officer, man, I've had so many people to ask me all this week, ask him different questions about what went wrong that he saw. Right.
Yeah, it's a very unfortunate incident.
Yes.
And one thing I want to let you know, I've never watched the video.
Yes.
I just didn't want to see that suffering.
Yes.
I heard the details. I think the video is pretty self-evident.
Yes.
But the part that got me was the man saying, "I can't breathe."
Yes.
And at the end, the grown man calling for his mother. I thought then he must have been transitioning and saw his mother.
Right.
Because I learned that his mother died a few years earlier.
Absolutely.
So, yes, being a former police officer, I can say this.
Yes.
We were never taught to choke anybody out.
Mm-hmm.
Never taught to choke anybody out. Number two, once a person's in custody, the officer has the care, custody, and control of that person. They're responsible for their life, their safety, and well-being. As well as the other officers on the scene.
Wow.
So I do understand there were several other officers on the scene. So when the man is saying, "I can't breathe," at some point, you have to understand, hey, it's got to stop. Whatever pressure points or the techniques you call yourself using, it's time to stop that. And it's those officers' responsibility to respond, to either stop it, report it, try to control the situation, because they would be just as guilty. That's why those officers were charged. But I think the solution, Cam, is now the world is speaking out. And never before anything in history taking place. I mean, this is a very unique time in the world. Never before we had a worldwide pandemic.
Yes.
A recession.
Yes.
And a civil justice movement all simultaneously at the same time.
All at the same time, yes.
All at the same time. I mean, we've had pandemics. We've had the civil rights movement of the late 50s and the 60s.
Yes, that's true.
But we've never had all these things. We've had recessions before and depressions.
Yes.
We've never had a pandemic and a depression and the civil rights movement going on at the same time.
Yes.
Those are all different eras and decades of American history.
Yes.
So this is a very unique time. And one thing is the world is speaking out. And we marched before. We marched 60-something years ago.
Right.
We
That's
marched
true.
before. But now
Yes.
people are saying enough is enough.
Yes.
And we're going to have to retrain those officers that have been previously trained.
Yes.
And with some new training, officers that are coming in now, a whole new method of training. That's going to they have to develop communication skills.
Yes.
Better communication. I watched the video. I watched the Rashard Brooks, the way they're talking, the way they're approaching, all wrong. And
Yes.
have to learn some de-escalation techniques,
Mm.
as well as conflict resolution,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
the difference between legal and illegal use of force.
Yes.
You know, there's shoot and don't shoot. We have those classes, shoot and don't shoot. That's not enough now.
Right.
We have to learn how to control the situation. And of course, the thing that makes it, because you're seeing it in each one of these incidents,
Yes.
that it's, unfortunately, it becomes a race issue because in every case, it's a white officer killing a black man.
Yes. That's
It's not the
true.
other way around. It's not another race.
Yes.
And so we have to, there's definitely something we have to learn. They have to readjust their thinking and behavior because the police are going to be held accountable. They have blood on their hands now. And I'm a
Yes.
police officer, and the things I'm seeing in the video, we weren't taught that. I
Wow.
learned defensive tactics, takedown, arrest, um, handcuffing procedures, defensive tactics
Yes.
procedures, shoot, don't shoot, all of that, and the proper use of the taser. That's what it's going to take: retraining,
Yes.
better communication skills, and learning more about the proper use of force, especially lethal force.
Absolutely.
Deadly force, when to use and when not.
Yes. Absolutely. You had discussed some things about the case a little bit in just the situation of just what you saw when you saw it, just based on the restraint that he was doing. Let's talk a little bit about the restraint you were saying that you felt like that was a little different than what you were taught.
Yeah, well, we were, again, like I said, we were never taught to choke anybody out. I mean,
Right.
we killed someone. So
Mm-hmm.
we were taught shoot, don't shoot, but never to choke anyone out. Now,
Right.
and it's not a situation where he was defending himself, and that was the only means he had to defend himself.
Right.
It's a situation where you're using deadly force on a man that's in custody,
Yes.
and that's just something we weren't taught.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
simple. He was handcuffed, so I know you want to control him. Probably if he was kicking in the car, you have to tie his legs, keep him hurting himself because he kicked his windows out. Not so much about kicking windows out.
Yes.
He could cut himself a major artery and bleed out.
Yes.
So we're taught techniques on how to shackle the legs to keep him from kicking.
Yes.
And the reason is, again, once you make that arrest, remember he was handcuffed.
Yes.
He's in your care, custody, control.
Yes.
So you're responsible for safety and well-being. And there are things called violation of the civil rights of a prisoner. And you have to treat them with,
Yes.
with care, and you have to protect them from hurting themselves and hurting others as well. Just like the Sandra Bland case, you should not have access to anything to make a noose to hang yourself.
Wow.
You have to be careful. You have to check on those prisoners frequently.
Yes.
Make sure they don't have a rope or belt or tie that can
Mm-hmm.
be used as a noose to hang themselves. So all of those are situations in this. Nobody has to die. Nobody has to die over falling asleep in a windy in the parking lot, sleeping off your drunkenness
Yes, I
in the
saw
car.
that.
Nobody has to die from a counterfeit bill. Nobody has to die from an illegal term.
Yes. Yes. That's good. That's good in us talking about that. I think the more that we talk about it, the more that we discuss it, and legislation has to change. The laws have to change. Those are some of the main things. I've had a lot of people speak to me about the laws changing. They need to. Because right now there's a bill that was on the table. It was a lynching bill, and it included that, but it has not been passed at that point. So some things have to change where everybody that is that's in the wrong, for instance, if you're in the wrong, you have to be prosecuted in whatever way they have in place. And we've got to. Life is different. It's just, man, just to see him die like that was heart
Yeah,
wrenching. I tell you
I
that.
couldn't watch it. And I couldn't. I've
Yeah,
never watched the
it's
video.
just
I did see a clip the other day. What they said was a new video. It's a
yes,
video I've never seen before, and where the people on the side were filming
yes,
with their cell phone, saying, "Hey, check his breathing. He hasn't said anything for a while. Have you checked him? He's been there for a few minutes. Have you checked his
right.
breathing? Check his breathing." And I saw the officer's knee on his neck, and Mr. Floyd was not moving. His eyes was closed. He was
Yes,
not saying no more. I can't breathe. He wasn't struggling, and my officer's knee still on him. I don't understand that at all.
me either.
I don't understand that.
Yes, 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 yes.
That's the video. I don't have
Yeah.
to try to what if or guess what happened. It's on video,
Mm,
and this is the
mm-mm.
video again. There was another video that came out. So I don't
Right.
understand that.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I don't either. Let's get to back to what you do all the time. What I've seen you do. Man, I love your music. And like I said, we
Thank you.
are celebrating again Black Music Month of
Yeah.
June. And I said I had to get Joe Carmouche to be part of this because I've heard you all over in
Yes. Yes.
concerts, in openings, in
Yes.
local places. And what I
Yep.
love about your music is all the same. You, my friend, have a great band, and you have for a
Thank
long time. And your
you.
band
Yes.
has opened for several people. Let's run down a few of the people that you've done some openings for.
Well, my first CD came out around 98, 99, and
Yes,
after that hit, back in the days of CDs and record stores. The blockbusters and the sound waves and the serious sounds and the high
right.
volume music, the borders. Um, I was getting radio play. Thank God for all these great stations we have here in Houston.
Right.
And some people heard about me. There was a place called the Aerial Theater downtown. We used to have concerts. Remember the Aerial
Yes.
Theater, or Verizon Theater?
Yes.
So one of the first openings at that time was for Michael Franks, and later Boney James, Joe Sample,
Mm-hmm.
Lee Side from Function,
Yes.
um, just different R&B and jazz acts when they come to town, and as well as I go out of town sometime and do some festivals with a
Yes.
lot of well-known jazz artists. Ronnie Laws, Michael Henderson, I played with them.
Yes.
Music director with Michael Henderson when he did the shows here in Houston.
Yes.
So they're very fortunate.
And let's talk a little bit about COVID-19, and how it's affected the artist.
Well, with everything shut down, Cam,
Yeah.
the music is you play as a local artist as a musician is you play and you get paid. So there's not a regular paycheck
Yes.
or pension system.
Yes.
So one of the things it was tough, and thank goodness there's some support came through.
Yes.
But for me, I was very fortunate. One of the things that my mom taught me and my grandmother is never put all your eggs in one basket.
Yes.
And so I always have something saved up in the sock for a rainy day,
Yes.
as well as other sources of income that I've maintained over the years that supported me and my family. So I was
Yes.
very blessed. I was very busy up to the time of the COVID shutdown.
Right.
And so the first week coincided with me. I teach at McGregor, teach music at McGregor Elementary. So
Mm-hmm.
it coincided with my spring break. So the first week or
Yes.
so, I didn't really notice it. And then the second week, now it's gone. It kind of blurred from
Yes.
COVID shutdown, the spring
Mm-hmm.
break, the summer break. It's all been one long break.
Yes.
But fortunately, the calls are coming back. Places are opening up. Some of my favorite venues are opening and doing live music with
Yes.
social distancing
Yes.
and all the PPEs in place. So I'm glad to be back playing again.
I want to touch on some things because I think a lot of people don't know that with local artists and local bands. I think in retrospect, and people talking to me, they always say, "Cam, they're making $1,000 a night. They're making $2,000 and $3,000 a night."
Well,
I
I can tell you this. And I've seen it written.
Yes.
Musicians make anywhere from $0 to $1 million a night.
Yes.
The
And we're
book
talking,
say
I'm speaking of
Beyonce,
local artists. They're thinking local artists are making that kind of money a
local artists,
night.
Right. So for those numbers work that you said. Keep on throwing those numbers out there. Make sure that all of the purchasers and the business people hear those numbers: $1,000, 2,000. I mean,
Right.
those numbers happen, but
Yes.
so does $600-700 a night happen too. eight
Absolutely.
hundred a night, 500 a night. It depends on there can be a solo artist, there could be a duo, it could be a trio, it could be a
Yes.
full band, it could be a gala for a
Yes.
convention like the AKs had the big gala came here
Yes.
at the Hilton.
Yes.
And you're serving a lot of people and they pay a lot of money. So
Yes. Yes.
whatever
Yes.
the market will bear,
Yes.
whatever the market will bear,
I want people to
you have to
also,
be creative.
realize, also realize that you do, but many don't that are full-time local artists as far as healthcare is concerned. They don't have the
Exactly.
healthcare, the 401k, just things
Right.
that you would just, think when somebody is working many times. And
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. A
yeah,
lot of my brothers, their music's
yes,
their only income. So
yes,
insurance is an issue.
yes,
You got 401k. What is that? You see,
yes,
even savings. One of the things, Cam, I've been working on,
yes,
a project was a book on savings, how to build
yes.
wealth.
Mm-hmm.
It's, um, I've been working on that project. I kind of had to put it aside with all things that's been going on with school and everything, but the gigs keep me really busy. But it's a book that I'm working on, how to save and invest, uh, just with a regular job, not having to say, oh, I don't have a rich uncle. I
Right.
wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. Wisely, watching our spending. And then also getting those numbers, those local numbers where you were talking at $2,000-3,000 a night for a band. That'd be great.
Because if you're thinking about it, family, we always think about, okay, we have a band. Each person has a family. And that's what I
Exactly.
always think about. Each person has
Exactly.
their own family. So when you see a tip jar or something out there, that's for the family, not just for, just for one person. I think about that all the time. And I say, wow, all of this is
Yeah.
for a family, just knowing because I have the knowledge a little bit about what is made. I know how you put everything into it every single night. And also you rehearse beforehand. I've seen that many times 2 and 3 hours before you go on.
You're exactly right, Cam. And I'm gonna touch on that tip jar. Remind me about that. I'm gonna get back to
Yes,
that.
let's
I'm
talk
glad you
about it.
mentioned that. The tip jar sometimes makes the difference. I mean, if people are tipping, it's kind of like the waitress in the restaurant. It's not the
Yes,
little dollar or $2 an hour they may pay
right.
them, or $15 a night they may pay them. They don't make much on the salary. They may make $2 or something an hour, but their
Yes,
tips,
it's the tips.
the tips that makes a difference. That makes a difference. Oh, I can fill my car up. I have a little money to put in the sock to put aside.
Yes,
Save 10% from each one of my gigs because of the tip
yes.
money. I can fill my car up. I can buy groceries. It makes a difference. So the tips are greatly appreciated. Just like you would probably tip your waiter or waitress, or you would tip your hairstylist. It's greatly appreciated.
Okay, we'll be right back. We're going to take a break real quick. We'll be right back on the Cam Hill Show on A Star TV.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. For a limited time, get $16,000 off all in-stock Cadillac 2019 XT5 crossovers and $19,000 off all in-stock 2019 CT6 sedans. Or experience the first ever 2020 Cadillac XT6 Premium Luxury Collection. Only $519 with $1 down for 39 months lease. Or purchase and receive 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service, striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. Drive the new 2020 Cadillac XT4, only $399 a month, or the new 2020 XT5, only $429 a month, both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase the XT4 or XT5 and enjoy 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
Our story begins more than 60 years ago inside an abandoned chicken coop where our founder discovered a retired teacher living. No home, no health care. So she said no to this injustice and yes to transforming lives. It's this drive, this compassion that inspired AARP. Today we empower people to choose how they live as they age. We advocate for health and financial security. We strengthen communities everywhere. We are AARP, creating real possibilities.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Cam Hill Show on A-Star TV. I have national recording artist, guitarist, Joe Carmouche with us. Hey, Joe, what's up, my friend? What's going on?
And it's all good, man. I'm glad to be here with you. Congratulations on the new station spot, man.
Oh, awesome, awesome. We were just talking about the tips that local artists that are around the town that actually receive and what that meant to them. And I wanted you to do a little bit more explanation about what does it affect after you pick up those tips? Because let's just say a band is a group of maybe 4 or 5 people. And in that 4 or 5 people, let's just say you get $600 a night just for that 4 or 5 people. Mm-hmm. And you all are, you're not, but many are a full-time artist.
Yeah, well, I'm a full-time artist and I can. So I like the tips. I teach music full-time and I play full-time now.
Right.
So for a long time, I struggled both being a police officer and playing. Those tips mean a lot, man. They can add 20, 30, 40, 50% to what you would make a night.
Right.
I've seen some cases where they were just as much as what the gig was paying and made it worthwhile. The travel, the gas, the time.
Right.
Like you were saying, people don't see what goes into preparation to get there. They don't see the years of practice and study, the equipment that you have to purchase, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of equipment, testing that equipment out, the rehearsals. You may see a show, go to see a show, and the band's been rehearsing for weeks.
Yes.
They may have rehearsed the night before, came in early to do a sound check and rehearse. You have to pay for the sound man. You have to have good mics, amps. You have to change the strings in the guitar.
Lighting.
Tune the drum. So lighting, exactly.
Yes.
So tips go a long way, man. So, the guys really appreciate the tips.
Absolutely, because many times, and I have a few friends of mine that got sick in a sense of health challenges and did not have health insurance. Many of the artists pooled their money together in trying to help each other. That's a big thing. I know here in Houston, I know in other places too, that I've talked to, and they really wanted me to reiterate that, because that was one of the questions topics that came through that several of the local artists wanted me to speak on right now and to tell during Black Music Month of what those things mean to you. Also, buying your music at the time that you're playing.
Yeah. Well, back in the day of the CDs, man, I had my own record label, and there was a good distribution chain. Some of the wholesalers and distributors have long gone out of business now, but that income was just the support. Here's something physical, which was a souvenir.
Yes.
And then you could autograph it.
Yes.
And then you have some music enjoy from that. I miss the days of the CD. We still have them, but they don't make calls of CDs anymore. So everything's digital, so it's a little different. You can't autograph the digital thing, but that income is really great. Those days, man. If you do a concert like I did at Verizon for Bonnie James, they had out there, and there's 1,000 people out there,
right?
And you're gonna get a percentage of those people want to buy that CD.
Yes.
Those were some really good days. those projects, my CDs always funded another project. The money I would make CD, I would put it aside and then do another project, or make an investment in something. I would always put some money away, Cam. Save it for a rainy day or for the next project. Kind of reinvest the money in the music, into the music, and let the other stuff that I had go on take care of the household stuff, and let the music take care of itself. I would not rob Peter to pay Paul.
Mm-hmm.
So those tips mean a lot, and the CD sales supporting the music. I mean, we do it for all the other artists. We go to the concert. We buy a cheap $35, $40.
Yes.
Used to buy posters back in the day. We buy those CDs at the concert.
Yes.
It would be $20, $25, way above what retail. Well, normally the CD is about $15. So we support those guys, and they're rich. They get royalties and everything, and so the Beyoncés and the Jay-Z's, they're not worried about it because they're set, and they're at a whole other level. So we're playing all their songs and all the great songs. And you may not even get to hear our originals because you're not programmed to hear it on the radio like we're programmed to hear the major stars. So we have to do covers a lot. We have to play some stuff that people know.
Yes. Let's do it.
I gotta play something people know.
There you go. That's something people know. Yes, that every time you play that and you open up with that, everybody's up dancing.
You're right. They scream as soon as they hear that first.
Exactly.
They started screaming. We used to play at a place called Sky Girl and the Sky Bar back in the day.
Oh my God.
Where it started. We play a song, and then they wasn't expecting it, and then we kick it off with that intro, and then next thing you know, they're singing along, and I don't even have to really play. We just play the background music.
Yes.
And you hear, 100 people singing
that song.
So that was one of my favorite things to do, to have people engaged. And so I started as a jazz artist playing the music of Wes Montgomery, George Benson, Coltrane, Charlie Parker, Dizzy Gillespie. And later on, Grover Washington Jr. was one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
And that's great. I love it. But when I went to record, I was trying to do more of the straight ahead, and I realized that it was kind of a lot of people couldn't relate to it as much. They wanted something they can feel the groove or sing or dance to. Also, more importantly, that it wouldn't get the radio play.
Yes.
So I switched over to smooth jazz, playing songs that people are more familiar with. And then that opened the doors to me. And that's why I'm here talking to Cam Hill today. I just had to switch it up a little bit because I wanted to play straight ahead jazz, bebop. But there's not a big market for that here.
Right. Absolutely. The other thing that's happening now that I think COVID-19 changed a little bit is that virtual concerts.
Yeah.
Virtual music, virtual things like that. And let's talk about when you do put maybe your Cash App or your Zelle or your PayPal or whatever it is up there, what is financing, what is helping you do?
Well, I haven't done that, and that's probably going to be a new trend for the future now, at least for the time being. I love live audiences, and I love the real tip jar. Because you have to get people to log in and then go back and put some money in. We've been getting so much free on YouTube already, as well as on Facebook. I post videos of me playing, and so to do a concert live, they really have to be engaged, and a lot of people are doing it. So the market, I think, is going to be flooded with that.
Yes.
And more power to my brothers and sisters that are doing it. I haven't done it, and I don't think if that's what it goes to, I don't know if I'm gonna be doing it, man. I gotta go live because I'm a jazz artist and an artist, so I have to express myself, and I get the energy from the audience.
Yes.
I like the interaction. I like the live. During the time when I wasn't playing, during the pandemic, I wasn't as motivated to practice because I didn't have anything to play for.
Oh.
You see, I practice all the time. I've been practicing since I was 10 years old in my room. hours and hours a day. So practicing it, I have to have something to display, someone to interact with, somebody to give that talent to. I don't do it for myself. I did that for a long time.
Right.
So I'm an entertainer. So, but for those who do it, yeah, by all means, support them. If you enjoy it, especially if you're going to look at it, if you're going to, receive the benefit of their talent,
yes,
and sing along and jam to it, support them. By all means, do that.
Absolutely. People have, I have 3 remarks saying, remind people that Joe Carmouche had a jazz cafe in 2008. And they want to make sure to remind you, look, everybody, that yes, you had your own place where they used to hang out and they loved it.
Yeah, Cam, that was a great time from 2007 to about 2010.
Yes.
I retired HPD and I found the spot, and I at the time you do 20 years and get a full retirement. I had 21 at that time.
Yes.
I found a nice spot, a small spot. I was trying to model after a New York jazz club or something you would see in France or Europe.
Yes.
A small little place that holds maybe 40, 50 people, small tables, live jazz up close and personal.
Yes.
And I was able to achieve that, and I had a lot of fun with it. It's called Legends Jazz Cafe.
Yes, they shout out to them. Three or 4 people have hit me and said, remind them.
Yeah, thank y'all for remembering Legends. I had a lot of good memories there. All the great players in Houston, as well as some national artists, came through and played. A lot of talent here in Houston, and I tried to give everybody a shot. And I think, everyone who came there had a good time. And here's a good thing about it, Cam. I don't know if it was because I was ex-cop or I was next to the Harris County Police Department. Nothing, never had an incident.
Yes.
Never had a break-in, a fight, robbery.
Yes.
Nothing. Always a mature, responsible crowd for 3 years. Never had an incident.
Wow, that's, and like you said, was it that you were it was location or what, right?
Well, both. It's kind of what you run the business and what you're offering.
Yes.
And location had a lot to do with it. I was right. Actually, I was right next to the Metro police station, and then down the street from the Harris County Jail. So I think anybody police too quick.
Too quick.
The people that knew me knew that.
Absolutely. And the great part about it, it was older, it was sexy, it was just the way of the world at that time and now, now.
Like I say, at that time and now too. I think we're going to get back to it.
Yes, I do too.
I think initially I didn't have no idea, nobody knew that it would last this long, and the numbers are going up.
Yes.
That's a concern. A lot of people are losing their lives. That's a major concern.
Yes.
I've been fortunate, my family's fortunate, that no one has contracted the virus.
Right.
But we have to be careful.
Yes.
And it's, take those precautionary measures and go back slowly. You have to go back slow. I was called early on to come out, and I had a concert posted for May 1st when the restaurants opened up, Cam, and the people got on there and they told me, don't do it. My mom got there, my godmother got on there, my friends, I don't know. And I said, well, they're opening up. They said, I don't care what they're opening up. So I called the guy and said, hey, man, my fan base and family and friends, they're uncomfortable. They're ready to come out.
Yeah.
And so we canceled that, and we was able to get back maybe 2 or 3 weeks later as things, started to supposedly open up more. But it's still the same situation. It's just that I think people have been a little distracted. And obviously, it's another point here is that you see how the people, regardless of the pandemic, they still went out and marched in tens of thousands of people. Where there's no stadiums, no festivals, no games, no concerts. We shut down the rodeo, the South by Southwest, and then we canceled all of that. Again, you got tens of thousands of people together. They had to make the point on that. So it's a very unique time.
Yes.
We have to navigate, and we're navigating through it now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's some a different thing that you do at maybe some of the clubs too, where you all are virtual, plus you can see you live. I've noticed that at one of the venues.
Right. Well, so one of the things when the restaurants were first opening at, say, just 25%,
Right.
the virtual streaming allowed people that wanted to enjoy the music.
Yes.
I think it was a small fee. I don't know what it was, but it was the venue that was doing that. At first they thought it would work, and I think it might have worked. I think recently there's more people that were willing to do it, but the restaurant now open is 75%. But there's still some people skeptical about getting out. So yeah, there's live streaming. Some of them are doing live streaming and are paying a small fee for that. I don't know if it's maybe $5 or something, $5 or $10 live streaming.
Yes. And do you see more people now going back into the restaurants when you play like that? Do you see them even at 75%? Do you see the max at 75%, or do you still see people still waiting, being cautious, more cautious?
You know what? It's a great question, Cam. I see both. I just played at two venues here recently, and one was packed. It was supposed to be at 75%, but honestly, they were at 100%. There was a wait to get in. So
they want to see Joe.
75% of social distancing?
Yes.
Or 75% of your original capacity.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So when you remove tables to make the social distancing, you can separate seats. You're gonna lose some tables.
Yes.
So if they did that, they were at capacity. So social distancing is our new norm now. So I think it's gonna be for a while. But I've seen another venue that not even 25%.
Oh, wow.
But sometimes it's the venue. Were they consistent with their entertainment and advertising?
Yes.
Also, what's the location? See, so some of the venues are really far out.
Yes.
And then those that are within the city.
Yes.
With inside the loop or downtown in that area, midtown, are doing better.
Wow.
And they're more accessible. So I think it's the venue being consistent, offering a good product, or good food, good service, and being consistent with whether they're going to have entertainment or not. When you kind of hit or miss, people will be a hit or miss with the people.
Wow. So
you got to be consistent, and it's, you're going to take some lumps in there, but if you have a good product, that's why I always say to people who have the restaurant, don't depend on the band. If you're a restaurant, don't depend on the band to bring your audience there. Your food's supposed to do that. There's certain restaurants here in town that do have live music. It doesn't really matter what band is playing. The band is there just to enhance the atmosphere. Because the people come for the food. They come for the service, come for the atmosphere surrounding that.
Yes.
On the other hand, some people try to want to run their restaurant, so-called restaurant, but they really want to run a club. But it's a little easier to be a restaurant.
Right.
So they have like club hours, but they call themselves a restaurant. So that's a problem. That's a problem. But it's all the people, their perception. People do what they want to do, Cam. If people wanted to march out there, regardless of people saying, hey, we can't have these many people together. We can't go to church. We can't go to the NBA games. We can't go to the festival. But we're going to march out in the street. We believe in that. That's what we want to do. And whether they go to restaurant A or restaurant B, it's their choice. So, that's all it is, man. People do what they want to do.
That sounds good. We'll be right back. Let's take a break real quick. We'll be right back on the Cam Hill Show on A-Star TV.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. Drive the new 2020 Cadillac XT4, only $399 a month, or the new 2020 XT5, only $429 a month, both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase the XT4 or XT5 and enjoy 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
Our story begins more than 60 years ago inside an abandoned chicken coop where our founder discovered a retired teacher living. No home, no health care. So she said no to this injustice and yes to transforming lives. It's this drive, this compassion that inspired AARP. Today we empower people to choose how they live as they age. We advocate for health and financial security. We strengthen communities everywhere. We are AARP, creating real possibilities.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. For a limited time, get $16,000 off all in-stock Cadillac 2019 XT5 crossovers and $19,000 off all in-stock 2019 CT6 sedans. Or experience the first ever 2020 Cadillac XT6 Premium Luxury Collection. Only $519 with $1 down for 39 months lease. Or purchase and receive 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Cam Hill Show on A-Star TV. I am here with national recording guitar artist Joe Carmouche. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Hey, man, good to be back.
Hey, good to be back. Man, we were just talking about a lot of things that's happening due to COVID. We were talking about the fact that social distancing was in restaurants, in places that maybe eateries that were set up as clubs, some set up as restaurants, things like that. And we were just expounding on that. If we could, let's hear a little bit on your guitar. People are just saying, hey, we want to hear some more music, something. They're beating me up about this music thing. What's up? Awesome. I'm telling you, family, when you hear Joe Carmouche start off the guitar and he starts doing very slow, get up and dance. I'm telling you, you will not be able to get on the dance floor by the time he gets in. I've seen him pack a dance floor in no time. He and his band. Yeah.
That's the fun thing. That's why I have to have a live audience.
You do.
You want them to engage. You want to engage them, want them to sing along, want them to dance, or they just sit in the chair moving.
Exactly.
Snapping, dancing in their seat.
Exactly.
And then giving those tips, Karen.
Yeah.
Thank you for mentioning those tips, man. You are the man, Cam Hill. Nobody never asked you about the tips. That's and I'm glad you brought it out, man. On YouTube, on your naturally show here, Cam Hill Show.
Yes.
Everybody's gonna start getting more tips now because of you, Cam.
I appreciate that. I mentioned.
Don't take a percentage now. Don't take an agent percentage on us now.
Don't take the 10%.
Don't take 10%. That's right. Don't take the 10%. That's a manager.
That's too funny.
Yeah, don't do that.
The difference between us, though, I've traveled quite a bit, different places, and other places charge at the door. No matter if it's a restaurant or whatever, if they have live music, it's $20 to $40 at the door, and then you pay for the food in addition to that. Yeah,
New York.
Yes, definitely. Chicago. Yeah.
And probably, I don't know about Europe, but in New York, you're going to be paying, and you're going to have a minimum on your drinks.
Yes.
And that's just for one show. That might be the 8 o'clock show. We're not used to that here. We're not accustomed to that. So
Right.
there are some people that have tried to retrain the Houston
Yes, that's true.
patrons. It's tough. It's tough to retrain.
Yes.
And so when you have a venue on Block A
Yeah.
doing no cover, then the
Yes.
venue on Block B doing a cover, and
Yes.
they often basically the same thing, live music, and Joe Carmouche plays at both A
Yes.
and B. Joe plays here on Wednesday night, he plays here on Friday night. Why would I pay on Wednesday night to go here when I can hear him free on Friday night? That's the night I
Exactly.
want to go out.
Exactly.
How
Exactly.
that situation happen? I said, well, your competition's not charging, and you're charging on an odd night. And the climate said, well, man, I got to pay this business. I said, I understand, but you got to understand the climate and what people are used to doing.
Right.
You got to know the market.
Yes.
You
Yes.
got to know
Yes.
the market. But yeah, I mean, we could have those kind of days where people are paying a $20 cover
Yes.
before they buy a drink or before they order food. That would be great because the cover would take care of the band.
It would.
So that's what the owners do. They don't want to take it from their bar
Yes.
or out of their pocket.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to take it from the food.
Yes.
They want the cover.
Yes.
They want
Yes.
the
Yes.
cover to take care of the artists. It's not that it's coming out of their pocket or it's coming out of the bar because the bar will make the money.
Right.
The bar will make the money.
Right.
The bar, you got drinks anywhere from $7 to $12 a drink. So average drink probably $9 or
Yes.
$10.
Mm-hmm.
So people drink 2 or 3 drinks. I'm being conservative probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm being conservative. And they may not eat much.
Right.
And so they're not going to, maybe one entree, but the drinks, it comes fast. That's where the money is.
That's where it
In the
is.
club.
That's where it is.
Yeah,
that's where it is. And it was crazy how, wow. It was crazy how the liquor stores were essential. They stayed open.
And that some Cam? That was one of the first things I noticed. Everybody started talking about essential, and I'm like, well, essential? I have essential bills. The money is essential for me to pay those essential bills. So, I don't know what essential work is. I work essentially to pay my essential bills.
Yes.
So that money is really essential to me, so I thought I was an essential worker. So, but the liquor stores stayed open, didn't they?
They stayed open. They did.
They did. What did that tell you?
They did. That is so funny.
Where the priorities are,
Yeah.
where the money is.
Absolutely.
Also, matter of control, we need to calm these people down a little bit. So we need to relax them. So they need the alcohol to relax them.
Yes. 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 Because you're at home all day,
Yeah. That's amazing. And here's the thing. They never touched on it, never came up in the news. Nobody was fighting. They didn't have no problem with the liquor stores open.
No.
Ain't that something?
Nobody was robbing the liquor store.
Huh?
Nobody robbed the liquor store,
No.
That was something. That was something. Let's talk a little bit about people have inboxed me again. Cashmere High School. They want you to do shout out.
Mighty Cashmere. The glory days. I was fortunate enough to come to Cashmere in the 70s, the late 70s.
Yes.
And by the time I got there, we'd already run 2 back-to-back state championships in basketball.
Yes.
Undefeated 2 years, 74 and 75. Always in the playoffs in football, always in the Astrodome back in those days.
Right.
But for all that, they were known worldwide for the Cashmere Stage Band under the great Conrad Johnson. And I was so happy that impacted my life in a tremendous way. It made me pretty much the person I am today because of the type of training, the type of music, the way Conrad taught us to be professional, to put on a show. We dressed a certain way. We opened up with a certain song. We set our set up a certain way and delivered. Always trying to put on the show, always performing to perfection.
Yes. What I loved about his, the way that he had everybody perform, even though you were high school, it was professional throughout your career. You could see the dedication that he had because he always made it to where perfection. No matter who you were and what you were perfected in whatever instrument you had done. If not, he would call you out and say, hey, do it again. And I love that because
Yeah,
now that helped.
Yeah, it was a system. You would go to summer band,
Yes.
and you had to play the marching band as well. And stage band would be a class toward the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was marching band season, then after school we rehearsed for the marching band. After marching band season, after school we rehearsed the stage band.
Right.
But the stage band, remember, performing all through the year.
Yes.
We were doing what they call gigs.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing professional gigs back then, Cam. We were playing balls and banquets and galas.
Yes.
And, all over, doing the same kind of gigs I'm doing now. We were doing that in high school.
Yes.
So we wore a tuck all the time. You know, just the rehearsals, the execution, being the precision, just perfection.
Yes.
From the start to finish, for every note. You know, and we were just at that level then. You know, it was a great experience. A lot of stuff we played then, most of us can't play anymore.
Right.
It's kind of like, you know, if you were a track star and you could run 100 meters in 9.9, you know you can't run the 100 meters in 9.9 at 56 years old.
Yes.
You know what to do. You know the thing, but you can't just do it like that no more.
Right.
You got to train at that level.
But
it was a wonderful experience. Great place during those times.
Yes.
You know, big school. Everybody wanted to go to Cashmere. You wanted to be a major cheerleader, playing the band, playing on the basketball team, playing on the football team. Know you was going to the dome. We set records in the dome for attendance for a high school playoff game. Mm-hmm. We set a record. It was a daily record. I don't know if it's still a record, but it was a record then.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The reason I say I love the fact is probably when you're younger, you don't want to do that, of course, because you're young. You don't want to play that long. You don't want to do the extensive time that you have to, you know, as far as playing and, you know, practicing and things like that. But what he made was that he made a career for you while you were there. You could go on with that and just go into your career.
Yeah, and recently we lost my assistant. He was assistant under Conrad, but became the director. Sylvester LeBlanc recently passed.
Yes.
And he instilled that. He said, this can take you all over the world. He said, you don't have to work on a regular job, a slave like I had to do. Your instrument can take you, open up doors.
Right.
You can do this for life.
You can.
But as far as practice, Cam, we like to practice. We go home and we call shed. And shed is short for woodshed. When you go out in the country, go out to the woodshed and do something, get some work done. And we go into our room or closet or what have you, a garage, and practice hard. Like if you were going to be a senior, your junior year in the summer, you were getting ready for that senior. You'd be shedding, getting all your stuff down, trying to be. So you come back in that fall, you want to be the man, you know.
Yes. Because that's your senior year, right?
That's your senior year.
So you got to show
You're
up.
the leader. That's the last year. Yeah. So I have a lot of great memories from Cash, a lot of great friends and great teachers. We just had a ball, and we got it done in the classroom too. We got it done in the classroom.
Absolutely.
And you see me coming, walking home. I had a guitar in one hand, and this was before backpacks. We had a backpack back then. They used to carry your books. Now it wasn't so cool to carry books. Everybody want to walk with their leather coat, trench coat, and afro, and stuff, with no books in hand. But I have like 2 or 3 books and a folder in one hand and my guitar case, and I'd be walking every day, both hands full, books in one hand, guitar in the other hand. That's all I did. Every day. That's all I did. Play this guitar and hit the books. I wasn't, I sacrificed some things. There was some things because I was a little bit younger than a lot of my classmates. I started school earlier and kind of got ahead. So I was kind of last to get a driver's license, last to get a car, last to get a job, and last to start dating and going out. So I didn't have those distractions.
Right.
All I could do was try to do this and hit those books.
Absolutely. But the girls like you playing the guitar now.
Oh, yeah. That's how that would attract the girls. Yeah, definitely. I mean, because at the time, Cam, you have to understand, we were playing songs that were out. The songs that we played, those oldies, those were current songs.
Right.
So we were 14, 15 years old playing them at the talent shows, and they was like, wow, nobody else can do that.
Right.
Right. We had a lot of guys that were really good at athletics, and I realized I wasn't the fastest guy, I wasn't the biggest guy,
Yeah.
but I could play the guitar.
Right.
And I didn't really have much competition there. And I said, hey, they like that. The guys like it, the
Exactly.
girls like it.
Yes.
And it's fun.
They love, trust me, they love
Yeah.
people in the band. Trust me. Especially
Yeah, it was a different time.
guitar
Man, it
and
was really
sax.
cool. Yeah, it was cool to be in the band. Yeah, the Cashmere, the band got lots of props.
Yes. Yes, yes. Everybody want to go to Kashmir. Trust me.
Everybody wanted to go to Cashmere.
So let's say like this. How do people reach you, my friend?
Instagram, Joe Carmouche.
Yes.
Facebook, Joe Carmouche, JoeCarmouche.
Mm-hmm.
My site, joecarmouche.net.
Mm-hmm.
And for bookings, you can call or text 713-854-6997. 713-854-6997. But yeah, Facebook, I'm always on there, Instagram, and joecarmouche.net.
What do we got coming up? What you got coming up?
We can say, okay, this is really great. Saturday at
Yes.
Lucille's.
Yes.
Lucille's on La Branch.
Yes.
We're there from 11:30 to 2:30 for the Saturday brunch, jazz
Yes.
brunch on the patio.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, the mayor is having a thing where he's highlighting artists and art in Houston.
Yes.
And they're going to be going around to different places. And I'll be at the Children's Museum performing with the same guys, my group from Lucille's. We're going to be at the Children's Museum performing from 3 to 6. Yes. So the Children's Museum is right down the street. So
Right.
we finish at Lucille's, walk across the street, and we're at the Children's Museum. And I think all that day they're going to be highlighting visual and performing artists all over the city.
Right.
So they may have something going on at the Museum of Fine Arts and different museums. But we'll be at the Children's Museum this Saturday.
Yes.
That's June 20th from 3 to 6. And we'll be at Lucille's from 11:30 to 2:30 this Saturday, June 20th.
Right. 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 Sounds good. Any other place? Sugars or something?
Right now, I can't think of anything that's next.
Cool.
Right now, things are coming in a little slow. The private things are kind of been put on hold, and the
Yes.
venues are kind of getting back into scheduling entertainment. So, but I've been very fortunate to have something every week here, at least one or two, for the past month. So, but yeah, Saturday is the big day.
So let's give that time and the places again for Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday, June 20th, Lucille's. I think the address is 5512 La Branch from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And then immediately after, we'll be at the Children's Museum from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. That's on the corner of Benz and La Branch at the Children's Museum. We'll be outside there at a music tent. They're highlighting artists in Houston. They'll be going around. It's part of the mayor's council for art.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, that's what we have for Joe Carmouche. He is the I call him national recording artist, guitarist here in Houston and around the world. He's national. I mean, you've got to look him up. YouTube. Let's give that YouTube one more time, too. How do we do it, Joe? YouTube.
Oh, YouTube? Well, I don't have a YouTube channel. Just go on there. I got all kind of YouTubes of me.
Perfect.
Just put Joe Carmouche. There's so much in there about it. Man, I don't have to worry about it. People
No
always
worries.
videoing and putting stuff out there for me.
I appreciate you, my friend. That's it for the Cam Hill Show on A-Star TV. Thank you so much to my friend for Joe Carmouche, national recording guitarist. Thank you for coming and being here with me on the Cam Hill Show on A-Star TV, Monday through Friday, 12:30 to 1:30. Thank you.